After a subpar 2024 trade deadline market, many teams that didn't get what they wanted will have to rely on the one and only buyout market to give them any sort of puncher's chance come playoff time, if they even make it. The best name being Spencer Dinwiddie, taking his talents to the Lakers, a team still near 500 with their two big stars relatively healthy, proven secondary ball handler, already having tons of success, sharing backcourt duties 2019 Brooklyn with D'Angelo Russell. But many getting ahead of themselves, acting like Dinwiddie's the guy to put the Lakers on top of the Nuggets. Nuh-uh. Last season, Russell Westbrook rejuvenated his image a bit with the Clippers when some thought he'd be out the league for good, proceeded to ball out for his short-handed squad, numbers over 23, 7 and 7 first round series, proving he got plenty of game left. Derrick Rose, after waived by the Jazz, picked up by Minnesota back in 2018. Huge reason for the Wolves winning its lone postseason game versus Houston. But unlike 2018 Rose or 2023 Westbrook, every buyout player on this list made it past the first round with their new teams leaving their imprints as unsung heroes. Starting with Chris "Birdman" Anderson of the 2013 Miami Heat, viewed an afterthought, waived by the Nuggets, playing just 32 games 2012 season. It was head coach Eric Spoelstra that lobbied heavily to convince Pat Riley acquiring the 34-year-old. When Denver waived him over the summer, Miami took the chance, signed him to a 10-day in January, eventually guaranteed contract in February to stay for the season, playing 42 games, big energy guy off the bench. Team went on a 27-game winning streak, going a blistering 39-3 regular season record in games Birdman played. An instant fan favorite with the head-to-toe tattoos, mohawk hair, and contagious hustling effort. Shot 13 of 15 first 3 games, first round series. Needed every bit of his remarkable 16 points in 18-minute game 1 versus the Pacers. A win that went down to the final possession in OT. Games 1 of 5 conference finals, started out shooting a perfect 15 of 15 from the field. Spectacular blocks, much more known than remembered being dunked on by Paul George. Birdman played as good as any backup center any contender could ask. An extra body to match up with the big physical Roy Hibbert. Historic efficiency numbers of 81% from the field. First player to ever do that in a playoff run with over 30 shots attempted. One of the most unique paths to becoming an NBA champ, from being picked number 1 in the NBA Developmental League draft back in 2001. His hard work a dozen years later came to fruition. Boris Diaw and Patty Mills 2012 San Antonio. Boris signed as a free agent March 23rd, Patty the 27th. Mills, a late second rounder out of St. Mary in 09, unproven in and out the D-League. After 2011, Mills could have very well been out the NBA for good, but nobody would have known. Returned to Australia to play at the NBL during lockout, went on to average over 10 points, shot 43% from deep, 16 games 2012 Spurs, going 14-2, lacked postseason playing time until 2014, had 10 big points game 4 of Dallas, much needed to tie the series up, absolutely destroyed his former team, a 19-point closeout, introduced his game to the world, the 4th and 5th game of the finals, proving his value as an outside sniper, 9 of 14 from deep, 16 and 17 minutes of action each, 14 points game 4, 17 in the closeout 5th game, remained in San Antonio till 2021, wrecked Memphis and Houston, game 5 2017, dropping 20 both games. An absolute successful career, now playing for the Hawks. While teammate Boris Diaw, far removed from his 06 most improved player days, considered slow, lazy, fat, unmotivated, wasteful time with the Bobcats, one of the most versatile role players in the mid-2000s, took a while for Popovich to utilize Diaw's full abilities. Just like Patty Mills, Diaw poured in a monster 17-point Game 4 performance in Dallas, avoiding a 3-1 deficit. The unsung hero in the OKC series, legendary 26 points closeout Game 6. To head back to the finals, put up Draymond Green caliber numbers. 2014, leading to the most flawless offensive basketball ever played by any team in the finals. Diaw even got some finals MVP vibes. Series tied 1-1. As soon as Boris inserted to the lineup, it was all a wrap. Miami had no chance. San Antonio's offense worked to perfection. Unselfish basketball, incredible movement, being the assist leader those finals, the style and game the late great James Naismith envisioned to the fullest. Insanely instrumental to the 2014 title team, Boris couldn't have ended up in a more perfect situation. His game and style of play, when on weight restriction, an absolute thing of beauty. Josh Smith, his jump shot, a thing of ugly. Waived by Detroit December 2014, picked up by Houston. From former near all-star to inefficient Chuck Master, his J not so smooth, 24% from 3, first 28 games with Detroit prior to getting bought out. Smith having AAU chemistry, playing alongside Dwight Howard, their childhood days, absolutely balled out. First round Dallas series, some of his most efficient ball ever played, averaged over 17 points, 39% from deep, provided tons of ball handling, 15.9 assists, 8 rebound game 2. That series, one of his most forgotten great plays. First 5 games of the Clippers series, went back to his Pistons ways, 32.5% shooting, 2 of 12 from deep, a total disaster out there, until the most unlikely duo of Josh and Corey Brewer having their game of their lives, an insane 4 triples, 19 big points, a plus 21 in the fourth quarter, doing so without superstar teammate James Harden playing a single minute. Came back down 19, tied the series, dropped 15 in Game 7, played solid the Golden State series, earned his first and only trip to the conference finals. Joe Johnson 2016, waived by the Nets shortly after the field so-called Big Four way past their prime super team. The 34-year-old looked to be regressing, picked up by the Heat, scored between 10 to 15 points each game of the semis, a 7-game loss to the Raptors. The combination of Marco Bellinelli and Ersan İlyasova 2018 Sixers, both waived by Atlanta, both came off the bench, over 13.5 points, 26 minutes played through 28 games. Ersan poured in 10.8 points off the bench, 23 games. Atlanta wanted to give their younger players more minutes. Both guys solid offensive role players who can shoot the deep ball. After Embiid broke an orbital bone March 28th, forced to miss the early part of the Heat series, both role players balled out their mind. The perfect pieces to surround 6'10" Ben Simmons, still the best basketball Ben's ever played, leading to 14 assists. Marco's 25 big points, a plus 28 off the bench game 1, 4 trays. Ersan off the bench for 17, a game high 14 boards. Even grabbed 9 more rebounds than Hassan Whiteside. Marco's 21.5 assists game 3 led to a 20-point W. Both dropped 10 game 4, Ersan a plus 16. Despite both struggling against Boston, both nonetheless a huge reason why first round series, a success over Miami, put the franchise back on the map. Enes Kanter, now known as Enes Freedom, waived by the Knicks, signed with the Blazers, made an instant impact, averaged 13 points, 8.5 rebounds. Nurkic suffered a gruesome leg injury out the season late March. Portland absolutely wouldn't have made it to the conference finals without their Turkish center. Dominated Game 1 OKC, 20 big points, 18 rebounds, a 5-point win, a 13-13 double-double. Game 5 closed out. Played a ridiculous 56.5 minutes Game 3, 4 overtimes, 18 points, 15 boards. Having no water with Ramadan, played through a separated shoulder, put his entire body on the line. Had Kanter not played Game 3, Portland would have easily lost to the Nuggets in 5 games. Crashed the glass relentlessly, igniting to a Game 7 road win, a dozen points, 13 rebounds. Despite stinking in the Golden State series, Enes played some of his very best basketball those playoffs. Jeff Green 2020 Rockets, the goal of vet minimums, let go by Utah, given a 10-day with Houston before signing throughout the season, very capable making threes, adding size with PJ Tucker forced to play center, reunited with his former OKC teammates Harden and Westbrook, is an absolute travesty. Green's agent couldn't give him multiple year deals. After reuniting with the Rockets in 2023 a second time, signed 2 years 19 mil, was making the fewest possible when balling out. An incredible 22.6 rebound Game 1 win, 32 minutes off the bench, dropped 15 in Game 2, 13 big points. Game 7, a narrow nail-biting win over OKC, the tallest Rocket to actually get good minutes in the postseason, stepped up big time after the misbehaved Daniel House got sent back to his real house. If it wasn't for Green's impact, CP3 would have had the bragging rights, super close to eliminating his former team in round 1. Austin Rivers 2021. Waived by the Thunder after traded from the Knicks. After Jamal Murray tore his ACL April, Austin picked up on a 10-day deal before signing rest of the season. 27 minutes played, started at the 2 draw in the playoffs, 30.5 minutes. A couple excellent games, Round 1, dropped 21, Game 3 win over Portland, 5 trays, took back home court for the series, played nearly 47 minutes, the crazy double overtime Game 5, 18 big points, 7 assists, most remembered for praising the Lord after Dame Lillard finally missed the jumper, from getting called out on social media by a former player saying he's trash. Rivers, when given the opportunity, proved to be a very respectable role player, using his defense and hustle to fuel the streaky offense. Austin absolutely deserves more respect than giving credit for. Blake Griffin 2021, after giving every ounce of energy he had left with the Pistons, brought out, signed with Brooklyn, hoping to win a title with the most disappointing Big Three. His impact instantly fell, turned back the clock, a few spectacular slam dunks, started all 12 postseason games at the center spot, team being super thin, lacking size, a masterful 18-point, 14-rebound vintage Game 1 on Milwaukee, dunked on Giannis hard Game 2, much needed 17 points Game 5, responsible for guarding Giannis. Blake gave 100% effort, given the injuries to Harden and Kyrie, a 17-point, 11-rebound Game 7, valiant effort, 40 minutes in the OT loss. Too bad $80 million no-show Joe Harris shit the bed, causing Blake his best chance at a title, left everything on the line, did all the dirty work, an energetic role player. One of the most underappreciated stars, career ruined by injuries. 2023 Kevin Love. An absolute travesty of a mistake by the Cavs, getting rid of their established playoff vet, giving him away to Miami for absolutely nothing, only for their bigs to get absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, and humiliated by Mitchell Robinson and the New York Knicks. The 34-year-old played a crucial part of Miami's finals run, especially the first round upset, tried to draw a charge on Giannis, Greek Freak landed painfully, a lower back contusion, never returned for the game. Love balled out with 18 big points, 8 big rebounds, a couple gorgeous outlet passes, gave the Heat the confidence to compete with anybody. The closeout Game 5 OT road win poured in 15 and 12. After 5 years since his last playoff run, Love's intangibles, ready to catch and shoot at all times, proved doubters wrong. Many thought he was washed. Despite the 5-game loss to Jokic's superior Nuggets, Miami likely don't win round 1 without the impact of Kevin Love. Honorable mentions includes Tim Thomas, 2006 Suns, way back almost 18 years ago. Absolutely huge impact, averaged over 15 and 6 for the postseason, 44% from deep, including the game-tying dagger Game 6 Lakers, finished with 21 and 10 that game, plus a 25-bomb Game 5 win on the Clippers. Phoenix without Stoudemire all the way to the conference finals. PJ Brown helped the OA Celtics win the ship his last season. A 10-point, 6-rebound Game 7 Cleveland semis, won a perfect 4 for 4, gave Boston momentum, played excellent defense on Pau Gasol in the finals. Peja Stojakovic, weighed by Toronto 2011, annihilated the Lakers, 15 big points Game 3 comeback, 21 in the closeout sweep. Derek Fisher 2012, weighed by the Rockets, ended up making another finals with OKC, provided leadership to the young stars, played the entire fourth quarter of Game 6 versus San Antonio, hit a huge 3 down the stretch. One of the most respectable role players the game has known, Markieff Morris 2020 Lakers, started with the stinky Pistons, found himself on top, huge in the Rockets series, 16 points, Game 2 and 5, both wins. Lakers still more than likely win the title without Markieff, but his impact won't get unnoticed, being locked in for 2.5 months in the bubble. Which one of these buyout legends made the strongest playoff impact? My pick easily goes to Boris Diaw, especially when some even brought his name up for finals MVP considerations. We can all be watching the NBA the next 50 years, and that might never happen again.